what's up, everybody? This is Malachai'smadcast number 2. So, I'm going to keep this intro short and sweet. We're going to get to it. I have a new sponsor we'll do. If you listen to the audio-only version, you will hear that in a second here. Otherwise, check me out at jackofallpodcast.com on YouTube, Facebook, all that stuff. Get in touch with me. Thank you all for listening. Enjoy the Malachai'smadcast Krampus Night edition.
I was almost going to have to start burning the neighbors to keep my place warm.
Right?
We
Burning
wouldn't
the
want that.
neighbors, huh?
Depopulation and all that good stuff.
Well, depopulation's probably good, but burning
Well,
the neighbors.
I have a few theories on that, but we'll not get into those. This is
Right?
supposed to be a happy show.
Oh, sure. I know I'm happy about it. So let's get into it, because this is Malachai's Mad Christmas, Malachai's Madcast number 2. I'm not even going to make the mistake of calling it the Jack of All Podcast, because, geez, did I pay for that one last time.
Yeah, you can only withstand so many reverse chicken wings.
Yeah, my arm, I can finally use it again. Thank you, Malachi. I'm able to record again finally, and
Excellent.
yeah, so what the heck, man? You got me over here being, your little helper. I'm the elf. You're apparently King Christmas over here. Why do you get the Santa hat?
I am truly the jolly old elf.
Well,
I spread Christmas warmth and good feelings throughout my wrestling career all over the Midwest. This particular hat here, this is my Texas Deathmatch Santa Claus hat.
Okay.
It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Nothing says joy like my Christmas Texas Deathmatch Santa Claus hat.
Sure.
Or how I almost ruined Christmas for South Bend, Indiana in 2001.
Please tell me. I gotta know.
Okay, so I was on a show at the fairgrounds in South Bend on December 15th of 2001. It was a dirty building, and it smelled, because it was filled with wrestling fans. Of course, it's going to smell. You keep
like
get them together
Christmas
for more than a half an hour, and it smells like
Christmas spirit.
like you're judging the animals at the 4-H fair.
That's Christmas spirit. Come on.
Yeah. And this particular match, I didn't use my ring music. I didn't use my regular shirt that I have. What I did was I came out with a shirt, and on the front it said, "You stink."
Wow.
And on the back it said, "And you're ugly too."
Oh, Merry Christmas.
I had a big PVC candy cane.
Nice.
This exact hat. And it was a Texas death match, which, if you don't know anything about wrestling, a Texas death match is no disqualification. You don't get counted out of the ring. It goes on until somebody can no longer go on. It goes till you're done.
So it's kill or be killed.
Yeah. If you get pinned or you can no longer fight, that's it.
Yeah.
That's a Texas death match, okay?
Nice.
So
We got the Felice Naughty Dog on camera here. Don't knock it.
she's
Don't
very
knock it.
photogenic.
I know, right? Oh, she'll be in it. That was good. All right,
And-
back to the Texas Death Match. So what'd you do?
And so I came out to no ring music.
Okay.
I grabbed the mic away from the cameraman and I said, "'Tis the season to be jolly." Everybody's getting cut with the holiday bug. Everybody's feeling Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And just to prove that even I, the malicious one, am not immune, I've come up with a Christmas carol for this town. And then I sang, "Well, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better shut up. I'm telling you why. Malaclaus is coming to town.
Oh, shit, it's a Malaclaus Christmas.
He's making a list, and if you're too nice, he might kick you once or jack slap you twice. Malaclaus is coming to town." I said, "So happy Christmas, all you losers. Now bring out this guy for me to beat up."
Yes.
The guy I was in the ring with was Jay Peterson. At the time, he was called Jumpin' Jay Peterson. He now trains a lot of wrestlers here in the Midwest. He's known as
on.
Sergeant Peterson.
Okay.
And this crowd was pro
Sergeant Pete.
Peterson, let me tell you. They really liked him a lot. There were about 800 people at this show. And the first thing, as soon as they rang the bell, I beat him with the candy cane till it broke into a whole bunch of shards.
Oh, nice.
And then I grabbed one of the shards and I started ripping up his neck.
What?
Yeah, that was the beginning of the match.
Oh, jeez. So you started by murdering a guy.
Yeah, well, I didn't get him too good because at the end, it ended up being a little different.
Oh, no.
But every time, now I kept the hat on during the match.
Nice.
And if he knocked it off, I just fought back. And every time he got the advantage, there were 800 people screaming, "We want blood. We want blood.
Oh, no.
We want blood." And then I put my hat back on. I'd fight my way back and it'd get quiet in there. You could hear crickets fart. And I'd be going, "Well, you want blood? I'm going to give you blood."
Yeah.
So it was a long match. It was about 30, 35 minutes. Now, during this match, I'm getting thrown out of the ring. All the kids are like, "Is this dude Santa Claus?" And I'm making comments like the parents would be screaming at me, "You're scaring the children. You're scaring the children." I'm like, "Shut up. You get nothing for Christmas."
Yes.
And at one point, when he had just done a bunch of moves on me and I was really out of it, I rolled out of the ring, looked at one of the kids. I said, "Can you believe he's doing that to Santa Claus?" This is the person you like? Right. So anyway, we go through the match. It ended up, he slammed me in. This was a cinder block building, and he slammed me into the cinder blocks and split my forehead open so bad that the blood was getting down in my eyes I couldn't see anymore.
Nice.
So they stopped the fight. No, not nice.
Yeah. Well.
So then I go back into the locker room, and I get my head bandaged up. Now, this hat is just cruddy and bloody.
Yeah, it cleaned
and
up good.
crusty, and I'm bloody. I got blood all in my beard. I come out to the autograph table during intermission, right? And I sat down. Nobody comes.
Oh.
Nobody's coming for a autograph.
No one wants
right?
to sit on Malaclaus's lap.
No, these kids were anti-Christmas at this point. If I was Santa Claus, they did not want Christmas to come.
You broke them.
So I sat there and I'm like, okay, guess I'm not signing any autographs today. And finally, one little kid about this tall comes up to the table and he goes, "Can I get your autograph, Satan Claus?"
Satan Claus, yes.
I'm like, well, that's what I'm here for. So I signed a picture, handed it to him, and then everybody started bringing their kids to me.
Awesome.
Because these kids were crying, screaming. It was a bloody, vicious, brutal match. And I might have overthought the Santa Claus because a bloody, crusty, dirty Santa Claus probably isn't a very good image for a young kid.
No, winning.
So, well, I lost too. So,
No.
but
Santa ain't supposed to lose.
so
I'll give you that.
they brought the kids to me. Then I had a crowd around the table, and I was explaining to all the kids that I wasn't Santa Claus,
Right.
Because if I was Santa Claus, they were done with Christmas,
Right.
at least for 1 year. So I almost Grinched Christmas for South Bend, Indiana in
Nice.
2001. And now every year I get to break this hat out. That makes this hat damn near old enough to vote.
There you go. Nice.
It's damn near old enough to vote.
You should have left a little blood on it.
Much. Well, if you look at it, it's not exactly
A little
pristine white.
off-white.
Yeah. You wouldn't want CSI to get a hold of this hat.
It just glows under the
Yeah.
black light.
Yeah, it probably fluoresces wonderfully.
Nice.
So that was one of my favorite matches because it was a heck of a match. And I had the thing going. It was I took a picture before the match
Uh-huh.
of me sitting there holding a candy cane like this, and I turned it into a promo picture that I used that I was going to use the next year, but that was right before I had to retire. That was like in December, and in February is when I had my neck incident, broke my neck,
Hey. Yeah.
and had to retire. So I printed up this promo picture, and I gave it a border like a Christmas card. And real fancy Christmas letters at the top, it said, "Seasons Beatings.
Perfect.
Malaclaus is coming to town."
Heck yeah.
And I noticed that the WWE, is it now?
Yeah, I don't know.
Last year for their Christmas special, they put Seasons Beatings
Seasons
up there,
Beatings.
but I said it first.
From Malachi.
Yeah, no, they didn't do that. I'm sure they're claiming it.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah. I did that 17 years ago. They're just now getting around to it. I thought
Heck
that was
yeah.
perfect. Seasons Beatings.
That is perfect.
Which goes into our holiday theme for this show.
It does.
We got
man.
a lot of stories to tell.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I kind of got sent on this, Christmas crime spree or whatever you want to call it, and it almost does seem like that is the true Christmas spirit. Seasons beatings does seem about right. So I kind of like start digging into this, and I'm like, what is this Christmas stuff all about? Because there's all this different stuff, right? So was it like maybe, so I got like, all right, was it how Santa earned his right to deliver toys to all the kids by fighting the Ogwogs to the last gnome?
Yeah,
Do you remember that one?
Nah, I've never heard
You
that
don't
one.
remember when he fought all the Ogwogs? And
No.
then he was given immortality by the great Ak, master woodsman of the world?
Oh, sounds awesome to me. Sounds extremely Viking. That sounds...
It's a little Wizard of Oz even, right?
Yeah, that's got to have some sort of Celtic Viking background to it.
Well, I don't know. Maybe, man. Frank L. Baum, 1902. You know Frank L. Baum, right?
Yeah.
Wizard of Oz.
He was into a lot of, let's just say, recreational chemicals and stuff.
I mean, dude, he pitted Santa Claus against the Ogwogs, which are gnome monsters, and Santa for the win, along with the great Ak, master woodsman of the world.
Well, let me tell you right now, a good big one will win out over a bad little one anytime.
Right?
I tell my grandkids this, and they don't listen. I'm like, I don't know, man. You might want to reconsider this whole smacking me and
Right.
and talking to me this way, because I could probably stomp you out of existence.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to become this my New Year's. You got a New Year's resolution?
Not yet. Not yet. I'm procrastinating.
You ever have one? You ever make one up?
Not that I remember, because I know I didn't meet him.
I have the same one every year.
Still trying.
My New Year's resolution, and it has been for the past at least 20 years, is to become a kinder, gentler Malachi.
Well, good luck.
Yeah. Well, I've only been working on this, like I said, for 20 years, and I'm really amazed with my progress.
Good.
Yeah.
Yet
But,
you still are able to have the goal.
Yeah. But let's face it, people get stressed around the holidays. They get mean and vicious. You go shopping. Black Friday is like...
It's like fighting the Ogwogs.
It's like a cage match. It's like a cage battle royal.
Yeah.
And let's face it, a lot of people just need kicked in the mush.
Yeah. Dude, Black Friday is crazy. I don't even go out anymore. I might have worked this Black Friday.
I didn't go out this Black Friday.
Yeah. No, I'm good. I don't do it ever. Yeah, so that was Frank L. Baum's 1902, The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus. But how about this? Saint Nick, the Greek bishop who lived in the 3rd and 4th century, right? Everybody,
Saint Nicholas, yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty popular. So he defended Christianity when doing so was pretty much a good way to get you and your Bible burned.
Well, in the early days of Christianity, most other religions in the world thought they were vampires. Did you know this? They thought they were vampires. I'm not joking. I saw this on History Channel.
Nice.
It was the whole drink of my blood, eat of my flesh thing.
No kidding.
Yeah. They were persecuted early on as being vampires.
Yeah, well, if they start talking about drinking blood and flesh.
And like Sam Kinison said, let's face it, Jesus is the only person who ever came back from the dead that didn't just scare the shit out of everybody.
Right. Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird things, because when the King James version of the Bible came out, when the Pope decided he wanted to rewrite the Bible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No big deal. That's
what they did at the time was they didn't really rewrite the Bible as it stood. They threw out a whole shit ton of books. And what they did was they grabbed things from other pagan religions.
Yeah.
And other religions around the world, because they were trying to convert everybody.
Well, you make it popular.
And so the whole Jesus resurrection at Easter thing is actually an old pagan myth from before.
Nice.
And a lot of those things were worked in, saying, you know what, if we tell the stories like the same stories they tell, then we can control them through our religion.
Right.
Which, let's face it, organized religion is just a way of mind control for the masses.
It definitely does do that quite well, you know, and it definitely has been twisted around a lot. So,
but I saw that thing, and the early Christians being persecuted as vampires struck me as interesting.
Oh, well, Saint Nick was like, he was apparently in a time where it was called the Great Persecution.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like hardcore burning Bibles and like, killing priests and all kinds of stuff. So he spent a bunch of time in jail, because of all this stuff. But one of his big things that, kind of he made it big with was preventing some girls from becoming whores.
Well.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna comment on that.
No, it was good. It was good, So it was 3 girls, and I think it was 3 girls, and their dad owed some money. So naturally, to get the money, the girls were gonna have to be prostitutes because they're like dogs or something.
It is the oldest occupation in the world.
Yeah. So
before people were selling food,
yeah,
people were selling that.
Yeah, and when it's your daughters and you need to make up for your drinking debts or whatever, that seems totally reasonable, right?
Yeah.
So Saint Nick brought some money and paid off this dude's debt and gave each of the girls a dowry so that they were no longer like cattle, and they were like kind of like humans again.
Awesome. Well, that was pretty cool. Him doing that for that poor guy.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, he's making people be a little less.
Now, did he
horrible.
follow up like a year later and see if they didn't go right back to it?
Oh no, they're whores.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's like, wow, that dowry lasted like a minute.
Well, yeah, because the dad, he probably still owned it all and decided to do whatever he was doing. Yeah, so that probably didn't work out. But he tried. But he saved some pickled kids.
Pickled kids.
Yeah, pickled kids.
That'd be the way to save them.
No, the pickling part's the bad. If you pickle your kid, it's not good for him. Turns out.
I thought you were just saying he wanted to keep them for a long time.
No.
Oh, my bad. I took that the wrong way, as I am wont to do.
No, maybe he didn't help him because he unpickled them and then they died quicker. No, so he sensed that an innkeeper had murdered three boys, right?
Yeah.
So and then chopped them up and pickled them because I assume that the boys like stole his pickles or something. So to make up for it, he chopped them up and pickled them. So
we're back to the ball mason jars. Second episode in a row.
It's all boys again too. I kind of thought it was strange that it was 3 boys. So maybe there is a.
And he saved them. How'd he save them? Did he put them back together?
I don't know. But he knew that this all happened, so he resurrected them again.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, just typical Christmassy stuff. So, but I guess that was like what made him the patron saint of children was unpickling kids.
Unpickling your kids.
Yeah, I don't really know what I wish there was more info about that, but this was national. I got this from National Geographic too. That was a National Geographic article.
Yeah, well.
No, I'm like you look through this stuff and you go like, this can't even be like this is made up, right?
Yeah.
Nope, pickling kids.
Yeah, it's a bizarre thing. You
You
ever see the old pictures of Father Christmas? You ever see?
I mean, I've seen a lot. There's some creepy ass ones.
Yeah, he is a very scary looking man. He's not dressed in red, but although okay, if you're gonna be somebody that's gonna like stalk everybody on the planet all year long, and then sneak into their house while they're asleep, maybe red is the proper choice.
Yeah, all normal.
Yeah,
all nice normal stuff.
It hides the blood from the bloodbath.
Sure. Yeah. The white trim's kind of. You just say it was. Supposed to be red, and the dye leaked. Just no big deal. Yeah,
It's like so. Saint Nicholas is like the night stalker of patron saints.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to come into your house while you're asleep.
Yeah, just slip down the chimney, no
and
problems
judge you.
There. Yeah, that too. Naughty, nice, naughty. Well, with all the being a hero of children. Yeah. You need a counter, right? So for all the bad kids, rather than like just what Santa or Saint Nick or whoever's just like, oh, no presents for you. Yeah. That's not harsh enough, right?
Yeah,
that's not the true Christmas spirit, right?
No, we can't have anything that's not scaring the crap out of them. That's the only way you control the wee ones, as we call them, the wee ones.
Yeah. So how about like a Christmas goat demon monster?
Yeah. I've seen the movie.
Krampus?
And it rocks. Yeah, Krampus
Krampus.
Rocks.
You gotta have Krampus to counter Santa Claus, right? So for all the bad kids, Krampus is like the will eat your soul if you're bad.
Torture you with chains and hooks.
Man, there's some crazy festivals and stuff with this where they go around like smacking that. The way I heard it was like smacking girls in the thighs with switches and stuff. It just sounds fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's
that's
Saturday, isn't it? What are we talking about?
But
never
especially
mind.
for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so
It's like Krampus had to be created simply because somebody created fruitcake.
huh?
There has to be some punishment for whoever created fruitcake.
Oh, no kidding. He definitely drugged that
Fruitcake
person
is
to
the
hell.
most horrible thing, and not one person in the world likes it,
No.
and yet
No.
it's like a multi-million-dollar Christmas industry.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah,
Oh, especially those processed ones.
yeah, they're horrible. It's horrible. It's like I can't even describe it. Nobody
Yeah.
like. That's why
Yeah.
Krampus was created.
For sure.
Yeah,
For
it
sure.
had
I
to
bet
be.
he loves that shit. That's like Krampus treats.
No, it was punishment. He tortured the
No,
guy
he-
that created the fruitcakes.
I know, but
with
he
the
probably
hooks.
loves eating them. He's
Probably
like, this
pickled
tastes
them,
like
too.
shit.
Yeah.
This will go great with my pickled children.
Yeah. Main course, dessert.
Which one's dessert? I
What?
think wait. So main course, pickled kid's thigh. Then second course, you got fruitcake or whatever. And then final one, you got pickled kids balls,
I don't know.
ball mason jars again.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
don't know.
Anyways, so Krampus, a little bit of the what's what on Krampus. So it's December 5th, right? So it's not exactly Christmas, but it's like so I guess like he just like gets all the bad kids out of the way.
On
So
December 5th, he does this?
on December 5th, yeah, it's
That's today.
oh shit. Oh fuck.
I like it. That's awesome. We are recording this on Krampus Day.
Yeah, that's what it's no, it's
Sweet.
Krampus Night. So
Huh.
yeah, we're fucked. And I think this is German. It's Krampus Nacht, right?
Yeah, that's German.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it's the day before St. Nicholas Day. So see, this was like already just the counter to St. Nick, which is
Yeah.
Nikolastag. Krampusnacht and Nikolastag.
Yeah, Krampus is an awesome movie. It's worth watching.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
I don't know about scary movies, man. All the scary shit.
I love scary movies.
Yeah, let's see.
And luckily my fiance does too. She loves all the movies I love. So
Yeah. Yeah.
the grandkids don't like them, and my son doesn't enjoy a lot of them.
Yeah.
But we're all in on horror movies. It's my favorite thing.
Whew, I'm good, man. The world's scary enough. I just turn on the news and what the fuck is that?
I'm going to give you a movie you need to watch this holiday season. I always tell people it's my favorite Christmas movie. And it's only a Christmas movie because it is actually set at Christmas time, but it's called The Ice Harvest.
The Ice Harvest, huh?
The Ice Harvest.
Okay.
Yeah, watch that. It's got John Cusack and Billy Bob Thornton.
Okay. This might be good.
It is very good. It is the darkest movie that's set at Christmas time with Christmas lights all through it. And you go through
Nice.
the whole movie trying to figure out one person in the movie that you can like.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's got some wonderful performances by some other actors.
They're just
Oliver
all
Platt.
monsters, huh?
Huh?
They're just all monsters, huh?
Yeah, everybody.
Horrible people.
Yeah, even the main, you can't even like the main character.
Well,
But there are two, and they're not major. One's a major character, one's a minor character. But you can go through this whole movie, and when you watch it, your homework assignment is to tell me the two people that you can like in that movie. And we'll
Okay.
see if
there's any.
If they're the same. Oh, there's two.
There's two. Okay,
There's two.
good.
There's possibly three, but
So there's two Scrooges because that's not the Christmas spirit.
Oh,
we
it's
know the Christmas spirit is beating people and dragging kids to hell, right?
yeah.
Because that was part of it too. That Krampus will straight drag you to hell if you don't behave. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck, kiddies.
Yeah.
Oh, but dude,
It's tonight.
the best part though is the Nazis did not like him.
Did not like Krampus?
No, they don't like him. Yeah.
Ah.
So maybe Krampus ain't all bad because the Nazis don't like him, and
Well,
fuck
that's
Nazis.
because they were afraid he was going to come drag Adolf Hitler to hell.
No shit. Yeah. They're like, what? It drags bad people to hell? Get rid of 999.
Nine. Yeah. He probably bunkered down at about December 5th every year.
Right? Fuck, it's, what was it? Krampusnacht.
Krampus.
Nine on Krampusnacht.
Everything, no matter what, if you ever just hear people speaking in German, it all sounds aggressive and harsh. It's a harsh, sharp-edged language, and I just love it.
Oh, yeah.
My mother was German.
Yeah. I got some
And,
German in my blood somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, they just you know how they call some other languages the Romance language. Nobody's ever said any such thing about German.
No, for
It all sounds harsh and nasty and bladed and stony and.
Yeah. Oh, well, heck, man. I think you're getting into that like Eastern Europe zone where life is kind of just harsh and nasty and cold and bitter.
There's a lot of countries right around there that are even nastier places.
Oh yeah.
Germany's a beautiful country if you've never been
yeah.
there.
Yeah, I have actually.
And the people are actually surprisingly nice.
Yeah, it was great. Some guy offered me his leftover donut when I was there.
I spent a summer there when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom, who my dad brought over here from Germany, and my sister was actually born in Germany.
Nice.
But she taught us one thing, before we learned one thing to say before we went. And it was, ich weiß es nicht, was die gesagt.
Which is what?
Which I don't know what you're saying.
Oh, okay.
And then most of them would just go, oh, you don't speak German? And then they start talking to you.
Yeah, speak English. Yeah.
They'll all feed you.
I could have
Anywhere
used
you go,
that line.
German people feed everybody that wanders within their private zone, their bubble.
Dude, I could have that's so perfect to like my experience with that dude giving me. It was a Danish or something. He's like says something in German, holding this plate, and it was my first day, and we were in Munich, and I was just like, oh man, I don't know. I only speak American, and I said it like that because I just felt so stupid. I'm like, I speak American. Yeehaw! And he just like looked at me like, oh, okay, and started speaking English. I'm like, God, I'm such a jackass.
and they don't have. There's not pollution and graffiti everywhere. They keep their country clean.
Yeah, their cities are beautiful.
You don't get caught drunk driving 27 times in Germany.
Right.
You got one time, and
that's
no matter what, that's it. You never get a license back.
Heck, the whole driving in general is just different over there. Like the cities are everything's so tight because
Did you get on the Autobahn though?
Yeah,
the Autobahn's awesome.
Yeah, but we were in a bus, so we just watched cars fly by us.
I was 9 years old when I went over there.
Yeah,
we touched down in Fulda, and we split up into two cars.
Mm-hmm.
My mom and my sister were in one car with an aunt and an uncle, and me and my brother were in another car with an aunt and an uncle, and down the Autobahn we went. My uncle was already mixing drinks for us. I'm a 9-year-old kid. He's mixing like vodka and lemon juice or some sort of citrus juice. We were drunk off our ass before we even got to Grandma's.
That's so crazy.
He got in so much trouble. My mom.
God, 9's a little young.
And I'm in a VW Bug going down the Autobahn at like 130.
How German.
And people are like, pew, pew, pew. I mean, he wasn't anywhere near the fastest one.
Right?
And we're like, wow, I like this. Hey, bartender, fill me up again. You know?
Right?
They had children's beer there.
Dude, what?
Yeah.
What?
They had children's beer. And it wasn't non-alcoholic.
Well, you want to shut the kids up. You know what I mean? Here, drink this. Next thing you know.
Is like, here, have a beer.
Yeah.
We're not having these temper tantrums all night long. And they could send their kids down to the bar for a pail of beer.
Nice.
Like I was 9 years old. I could walk into it. This was in the 70s, so
yeah,
I could walk into a bar and get a pail of beer because they drink beer with every meal there.
Nice. Yep.
Every meal. Breakfast beer, lunch beer. Yeah. And they had children's beer.
I like it.
Which is...
Did it taste good?
Yeah, it was pretty much like Budweiser.
Yeah, puke.
Because
I mean, especially when you're a kid, that's just like...
I mean, it was not like drinking Guinness Stout or something, but it was more like drinking like Budweiser.
I think as a kid, it'd be like liquors, you know? Yeah. Give me like some Baileys. It seems like a kid drink.
My uncle came over one time, and he had heard of Budweiser. You know, Budweiser the name was actually stolen.
Oh, yeah?
There was originally a Budweiser beer before Anheuser-Busch.
Okay.
It was a German brewery, and they stole the name and copyrighted it because the German brewery never copyrighted it. I mean, it's a German-sounding name.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Weiser, yeah.
And you can get real Budweiser beer over there. It's not Anheuser-Busch Budweiser.
Is it called Budweiser, though?
Yeah.
Nice.
And, and so my uncle came over. He goes, I got to drink Budweiser. He came over from Germany like in the late 80s.
Uh-huh.
He says, I got to try Budweiser. I see all the commercials. I want to try it. He bought a case, and I'm barely 21.
Uh-huh.
And he bought it. He went to the liquor store and he bought a case of Budweiser. He took one drink out of it and said, Das ist Wasser. That's water. He gave me the case of beer and went along his way.
Enjoy your water.
Yeah, here you go. Drink this water for me, will you, Junior?
Nice.
So they're not very impressed by Budweiser.
Yeah.
But I digress, and I'll let you get back
I'm not
on
impressed
point.
by Budweiser either. Oh, dude, that's all good. So yeah, let's see. Continuing the spirit of Krampus, maybe Christmas is a good time to drop bombs on a nation of people, right?
Could be.
Yeah, it sounds like Christmas.
Especially if you could claim that they're on the naughty list.
Bingo!
you
Naughty
go.
list, wipe them out, sick Krampus, and 20 tons of bombs on them.
Yeah.
So, you like football, right?
Oh, yeah, I
know you
love
like
football.
Yeah. Who's the team?
New England Patriots. is my team.
Go Bears.
Yeah, they're not very popular around in this neck of the woods.
Yeah, this was called Operation Linebacker number 2.
Number 2.
Yeah.
It sounds like a whole bunch of number 2 to me.
I don't know what it has to do with football, but it was called Operation Linebacker, a.k.a. the Christmas bombing.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So, in 1972, we got Vietnam a special Christmas present. So, from like the 18th to the 29th of December, we bombed the shit out of them. Merry fuck you Christmas.
Apparently not well enough, though.
No. That's just it. This was fucking well enough, right? So,
We still lost that war. How could it have been well enough?
Sure. But, so, I say we bombed the shit out of them because this was like, we got like special permissions or terms or whatever to apparently, you get into all the rules of engagement crap.
Firebombing. Were they firebombing?
No, I mean, they were just bombing the shit out of them. But they got permission to hit a bunch of sites that for some reason they previously couldn't. So they did, for that 11 days, they dropped 20,237 tons of bombs. Yeah. So during this, 27 U.S. planes were down. I think 15 of them were B-52s. And the Vietnamese complained that we bombed schools and hospitals and killed 1,624 civilians. It's a pretty precise number.
How many bombs?
I don't know, but 20,237 tons of bombs.
And
Dude. Boosh.
I mean, if
Merry
we were really
Christmas.
trying, seems like we could have killed way more civilians.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's just the civilians they were complaining about, hospitals and school and stuff. But come on, that's Christmas spirit, right?
Yeah.
So then, because of all this, and it went till I think the 29th, like I said, but on December 26th, peace talks resumed. So I guess it was enough. And these were the peace talks that led to the Paris Peace Accord signed January 27th, 1973.
Yeah,
So-
the world said, don't do that again. Don't do that again, guys.
Yeah, so we had been in peace talks, though, kind of leading up to this, and they didn't like the terms. So this was our next action after the peace talks broke off. Bombed the shit out of them. They came back and basically signed the exact same peace treaty.
Do you watch the History Channel?
No, I don't have cable.
Okay, well, anyway, everybody, likes to portray in World War II the Nazis as being the bad guys, but the British, the English, whatever, Britain.
Yeah, those guys.
Britain and the U.S.
Those bloody tea
did some
drinkers.
very, very horrendous firebombing
Oh, yeah.
of Japan. We're not talking the nuke. Then they got the nukes.
Right. Well, yeah, there's that.
And but there were like campaigns of horrendous firebombing, and it was just like,
And that was both ways, though, too. Like, I know the British started mostly after they finally wiped out the Luftwaffe, the German Air Force. Then they started going in because the Germans have been bombing the shit out of them, too.
yeah,
So-
but the Germans weren't firebombing. There's a
Right.
totally different type of bomb. It's like we did in Vietnam with the
Napalm and shit.
with napalm
yeah.
and stuff, and it was not kosher. But we're the good guys. We won, so whoo,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, well, Victor writes the history, right?
Yeah, that's the way it works,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and we came back at them with vengeance, but
So that was a to Vietnam with love moment.
right?
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and in all fairness, we did take Christmas off. No bombs were dropped that day.
Oh,
See, we're so nice.
that makes me feel all warm
We're
and fuzzy.
so nice.
Yeah. But their ears were still ringing from the bombs they dropped the day before.
Let them have a day to pick up their dead for a minute and come out and get bombs dropped on them a few hours later. But hey,
We took a 24-hour break. Peace on earth.
they just, it was just so they could have Christmas, though. like we stopped bombing so we could enjoy ourselves. We'd bomb them if I didn't want to do this.
We got all these turkeys going in
Yeah.
there. We got to get rid of them, man.
Yeah. So that's all the good Great War stuff I found. It was like Christmas tree, or excuse me, like I don't know. There's stuff that happened during, I think it was World War I, where both sides stopped and all sang
Played
Christmas
soccer.
songs. Yeah. So there's some different stuff like that. But that was my favorite Christmas bombing.
Yeah.
But, so I found though that if you're a New Yorker, the best way to spend Christmas is by rioting.
Oh, they love riots in New York. They really do.
Yeah, dude. So I found a bunch of Christmas riots, and they all were oddly in New York. I didn't find too much on this one, but apparently the New York police force was formed in 1828 in response to a particularly violent Christmas riot. Yeah, so there you go. New York PD as a result of Christmas rioting.
Well, and when they formed that, they became the second police force in New York City.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there were two competing. You ever watch Gangs in New York?
Yeah, dude, that movie's sick.
There were two competing police departments. The Metropolitan and the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
And also like 300 different fire departments.
Right.
And when somebody's house caught on fire,
Yeah, they'd go fight over it.
like 4 different fire departments would show up, demand that they were the ones that were supposed to save the building, fight like a gang, and then the house would burn down.
Yep.
And then the fire department would loot the houses on each side of it for payment.
Yeah.
And nothing was ever. That's why in the conscription riots they almost burnt New York City clean to the ground.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, I can't.
You didn't
blame
learn
them.
about that in high school.
No, I know, right? Yeah.
But
Yeah,
there
so-
were two. There were actually 2 police forces competing. The Metropolitan and New York.
That's a little
Police
lacking
department,
compared to the fire departments. They 4 to every block for the fire, 2 for the whole city for PD. They need to step that up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So number 2, New York. Here we go, New York. Keep it coming. This one's better documented. It was the Eggnog Riot of 1826.
That sounds like a happy occasion. That
Dude.
sounds like my kind of riot.
I know.
I'm
Yeah,
a big
this one's
fan of
pretty mild.
eggnog,
So
as you can tell.
I found actually the Dollop, the Dollop is like my favorite history podcast. They're freaking hilarious. They did one on this, so I don't have too much info, and I need to just go listen to them because I'm sure it's freaking hilarious. But yeah, this one sounds like it was pretty fun. Like pretty much a bunch of cadets snuck in a bunch of eggnog and just had way too much fun. And then, big surprise, Master Chief, whoever he was, comes in and is like, no more fun, and they're like, "Ha, fuck you, Merry Christmas."
Yeah, it's like that's gonna work every time when one guy tries to tell how many did they say, how many people?
There were over 70 or 70 some implicated, and then 20 cadets were court-martialed. Yeah, there was, so they're not having it. They're having their Christmas party with a ton of eggnog. It went on for like the whole of the 24th and the 25th, I guess. And, started their own little riot, some fist fighting. Like I said, 70 some implicated or arrested or whatever, and 20 court-martialed. But,
And my guess is the next year, the commander general or whoever that was given a fruitcake.
the heck was that?
Krampus.
Yeah, no kidding.
Krampus, man.
Dude.
He's here. That was crazy.
Okay. Hopefully he don't get through that door.
That was way loud. And
Dude, and okay, so so much of this is like that same time frame, the whole like Gangs of New York, like all that crap time frame. It's the 1800s were just freaking whack in New York. So in 1806, Christmas time again, because Merry fucking New York Christmas, the Hidebinders, a nativist gang, got in a fight with some Irishmen after taunting them the previous night as they left midnight mass at St. Peter's, right, the church.
Yeah, that was in the 5 Points, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that is that one. So on Christmas Day, some of the Irishmen organized because they were fearing an attack from the Hidebinders. Seems pretty freaking reasonable at this point, right? So, you know, the Hidebinders just went ahead and attacked because that's what you do, apparently. On Christmas, you have a fight with clubs and knives and things like that. So only one guy died, and the article said it was a watchman. I'm assuming one of the Irish guys watching their town.
Yeah.
And a bunch of Irish guys got arrested. Oh, because the Hidebinders, they came into the Irish town and invaded it and caused a riot and killed a guy.
Does it have the nationality of the Hidebinders? Does it?
Just nativist. They were nativist.
Nativists.
Yeah. They were Americans for one generation or something.
Yeah. We've
Yeah,
seen.
so-
I love that movie too, Gangs of New York.
Dude,
that
it's
was so
awesome.
historically accurate. It was
it's awesome.
insane, and many of those characters were real life people.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, so a bunch of Irish guys got arrested because clearly they were the ones causing the problems in Irish town.
Yeah, we can never arrest enough of them, I guess.
Yeah, good times. Good times when it was illegal to be Irish. See, that's at least with the racism in America, it kind of okay. Albeit the Irish and all the white racism, cleaned up pretty quick and easy, but damn, we all hated everybody at one point.
It was not illegal to be Irish, but they'd rather have you getting off the boat and getting in the military.
Oh, and go die. Go
die as
cannon
opposed
fodder.
to becoming a public citizen, just a citizen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good stuff. But I don't know. Nowadays isn't that much better though. So I was looking up Christmas and just looking up like where do I start with this? So I start typing in like Christmas massacre and Christmas murder, and there's so much gnarly shit.
Yeah.
Dude, it's nasty.
People are on edge around the holidays.
Dude, yeah, and it's like so much of it started to be like family stuff and like current stuff that like I'm not gonna put names or much with any of this stuff because, dude, these people are like there's still people who were involved with and hurt by this situation who probably don't want to hear anybody ever talk about it again, let alone me on the podcast.
They don't need Malachai's input, more than likely.
Oh, we'll give them input, but we'll leave names out at least.
All right, cool.
Because, dude, it's on. Just go look it up. It ain't hard to find. Like I said, you type in Christmas Massacre, and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, how many people killed each other for this shit? And it's such like, Dad snapped and waited behind the barn and shot his daughter in the face, and then went inside, shot his other daughter in the face, and then found the mom and the son and killed them too. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. He couldn't buy Christmas, but apparently he could buy many shells.
Yeah, dude, he had the shotgun primed and ready.
Yeah.
So, all right, but a few years ago, Santa completely lost his shit, right? So, Santa stocked up with 3 handguns, whole bunch of bullets, and a flamethrower because fuck yeah, he's Santa, right? So then he went to a Christmas Eve party.
Sweet.
Yeah, dude, he's like locked, loaded, ready to rock and roll. He even pulled the classic hide the flamethrower trick in a present. That classic Christmas technique.
Oh, I have a Christmas joke for the very end of this podcast.
Okay.
You just reminded me of one.
All right. So, let's see. He went to this Christmas Eve party and he killed 9 people and burned the mother down. Yep. Most of them were, it was all family and stuff. He dresses up as Santa and goes and massacres his family, recent divorce and all that crap. Yeah. So they were basically all adults that died of gunshot wounds, but one was 17 and died in the fire. Yeah, it was that bad. I mean, okay, so he's wielding a handgun and a flamethrower, burning shit down, capping people, and of course caught his fucking Santa suit on fire.
Sweet. Yeah. Stop, drop, and roll, prick.
Dude, how's that for an image too? Santa with a handgun, a flamethrower, and he's on fire along with the whole everything around him. Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Sweet.
Yeah, so I guess he had planned to flee, but instead,
But not as quickly as he ended up running, right?
No,
he was on
dude,
fire.
because he kind of had a Santa suit melted to him in 3rd-degree burns, and it was like a Santa suit obviously burned onto his arm and shit.
Sweet.
Yeah, you can't exactly get on a plane like that, you know? It doesn't work.
Well, I thought you meant he immediately started trying to flee when he caught himself on fire. He was
he
going to hang around a minute,
the
wasn't he?
place and shit. Yeah, he had to burn that mother down and make sure he got everybody. Yeah, so he left in his car though, realizing that he was pretty freaking screwed with the Santa suit melted to his body. He took some scraps from the Santa suit and rigged the car up with black powder explosives that he had made up.
And tried to fake his own death.
Nope, he didn't even try to fake it. He just rigged the car to explode
with him
when people opened it up, and then he shot himself.
Wow.
So yeah, Merry Christmas.
Yeah. I know there was one Christmas like work party slaying too.
Ooh.
But I didn't check in on it.
Yeah, I didn't see that one too, but there was just so many, and I did not want to get into too many of the new ones because they just get uglier and uglier. Here, tilt that thing back straight a little bit. There you go.
Everything gets uglier and uglier.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine posted on Facebook, when did the ugliness culture, or when did we get this ugly? And my response to him was, I don't believe we're any uglier. It's just with social media, we're bombarded by it 24/7.
Yeah, now you see it.
And it's not, I don't really believe people have gotten any worse. It's just the 24/7 reporting on social media makes a barrage. Because you back in the day, you didn't even know what went on a county over.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Unless it hit your newspaper.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's really, I mean, heck, how long have we even had newspapers? I don't. Maybe I should know when we invented the printing press, but it's not that freaking long ago. I know that much.
No.
We got a heck of a history. Like, yeah, I'm sure it's better now than it ever was. I mean, heck, our technology and everything has made things a lot better, but, man, people are freaking dirty.
You just hear about it quicker and more frequently because every time you get on Facebook, you're bombarded with it.
Yep. How about what if you're just standing in line to see Santa? How's that?
Yeah, I know
how's that for a
this
place
story.
to get bombarded with violence?
Yeah. Go ahead. Start with the story.
The Santa line slaying.
Santa line slaying.
Yeah. So this is good. This is two families go to see Santa, and I mean two families. This was dad, wives. Now one of them, the wife was off doing a little shopping with the daughter, and 3 kids each. So 4 kids for the one, 3 kids for the other. Oh, and both wives were pregnant. These guys, these guys were fucking driving it home. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And so they got these big ass families going to see Santa and
in line, basically at the mall. It was at a Macy's.
It was at a Higbee's department store in
Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the kids that was in said line is a pretty famous dude nowadays.
Yeah, was it Terrence Howard?
Terrence Howard.
Yeah, I got
really
names
good
for
actor.
This one.
What year did it say that was in?
Oh shit, I don't think I pulled the year.
Because I think he was like 4 or 5.
Yeah,
he was like 4 or 5 years old, maybe even younger.
Yeah, it was like in the 70s. He talked about it on Oprah even.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go on.
And these 2 guys got in a verbal conflict. I don't know, maybe one butted. I don't know what happens.
So what was accused was I think it was the Howards were accused of cutting in line a whole bunch. There's a whole bunch of different stories about it. A lot of it's hearsay and stories, but the Howards keep getting accused of cutting in line, and then Fitzpatrick, Jack Fitzpatrick was the other guy.
Yeah.
He starts getting in a fight with what's the Howard name? Tyrone Howard was
Tyrone Howard.
Yep. Yeah, so they got in a fight, right? This is good. I got some details here. You'll like this. It's more than just that they got in a fight. Fitzpatrick gets Howard pinned up against the wall and starts kneeing him in the balls. Kneeing him in the groin, right? And apparently Merry fucking Christmas. Yeah. So then apparently Howard had like some kind of injury on his groin or something and starts bleeding out of it, right? So he's like in panic mode, and this is where it gets real sketchy. Because I guess they didn't find the murder weapon or whatever. But Howard then used a sharp object to stab Fitzpatrick in the legs and in the neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, until he fell to the floor. So
that'll do it.
Yeah, something about getting stabbed in the neck. I don't think that goes too well.
And you only have to wonder how How many kids were in this line watching this?
At least their freaking herd of kids was.
They're not the only people there to meet Santa Claus. There are probably
No.
hundreds of kids in this.
No, well, and that was the problem was that I read that it was like a line that was taking forever. Like they had been there for hours or something, you know?
It's like
So
every
lots
line
of
at Walmart.
Yep.
And tempers flare. Tempers flare.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, especially at Christmas when
But
all
I'm
your
thinking
kids are
stabbing
DVDs.
somebody to death while waiting to see Santa Claus
That's a little far.
indicates a really, really short fuse.
No, that's just a healthy Christmas spirit.
Yeah, it's like, how dare you? How dare you?
Yeah, so
That was just I heard a podcast about that, and I'm like, oh my gosh,
yeah, it was a mess. There was a bunch of debate too over whether or not race was involved. So like even the Terrence Howard on Oprah, I think he had said that there was race involved, like racial slurs and stuff, because I think Fitzpatrick was white, Howard was black, and I don't know. I think even Howard's wife had said in court that there wasn't race involved.
I
but
thought
it was all weird. The way it was said.
I thought the way I heard it was that Tyrone, when he got out of prison, was claiming that it was racial stuff hurled at him, and I believe that Terrence Howard called him out on that.
And said it was no. I think it was the other way. Terrence Howard said, "I don't." Man, it was so convoluted. Some of this stuff, the way it was written too, I was kind of going, "Wait, who are you talking about?"
I know one of them said the other one was full of crap.
Yeah, one of them said it was race related. The other one said it wasn't. They both kind of dispute about that, and a bunch of people dispute about that. So
yeah,
I don't. Either way, here we are back to. Oh, look, in history, we're back to racial issues. What?
I can't imagine that. I spend not a second of my day worrying about what makes anybody different
No,
than me.
who fucking cares?
I know
People suck. Sorry.
I know buttholes of each and every color.
Right?
I'm not sure that I could say any one race of people or anything it's more prevalent. People suck. People
Yes.
They just suck.
And they're
I don't
ugly,
like
too.
people very much. I tend to like animals more than people.
Right? I know.
Because they're more honest. I've
Yeah.
never been lied to by a squirrel. I've never been stolen from by a deer.
Or kicked in the nuts and stabbed.
Yeah, kicked till you bleed from your groin.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'd have to find some way to stop that from happening. But
Yeah, well, yeah, so Howard ended up he got manslaughter because it was kind of maybe self-defense. I mean, dude, you guys started a fight in a Santa line, so you go to jail too. I don't think that's
I'm sure they had to
self-defense.
go see Santa elsewhere after that. though.
Right? No longer allowed.
Yeah, well, we don't really need to see which list we got on this year. It's like,
No, just hide from Krampus.
it's the night. We think we've already survived one full frontal attack by
I know,
Krampus.
right? What the fuck was that? Something beating on the door.
I thought we would. It was gonna, that was really loud, and it was like
Yeah, that was odd.
went right through here and up there. It was like something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It might have even been on the roof. Like, oh, I'm Santa on the roof. It's just the reindeer. Rah, kidding. Yeah. So with all this chaos, maybe we should make Christmas illegal again, right?
I'm not totally against it.
Yeah. I mean, it was illegal. We should just do that again. I mean, it was 1659 to 1681. It was Boston specifically. But let's face it, at those times, Boston was kind of a large part of what America was at that time. So they made it illegal, though, because, I don't know, I guess like the Meisterburger hated kids or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that animated Christmas show too.
Yeah. Yeah.
They actually addressed that in one of them Rudolph type Christmas shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always like a Meisterburger who just can't have fun. So
Yeah.
So I guess mostly people just ignored this, and it was just a fine if you were caught celebrating Christmas. Like, how dare you? But
Well, it's probably because it goes back to the fruitcake, I'm sure. I'm thinking anything that's involved with fruitcake should be made illegal.
yeah, no, let's just make fruitcake illegal.
Yeah, it's not very good. It's,
What about What about rather than making the fruitcake illegal, let's make murder of taste buds illegal. And then you can't do fruitcake or anything like it.
Well, fruitcake can often work passably like for a canoe anchor.
For sure.
You know, scare the raccoons out of your trash.
For sure.
I'm telling you, there's I'm not saying that as a substance there's no use for it. You know, you can hold a door open with it, stuff like that. But it's like eating Play-Doh.
Yeah.
You can, but why would you really want to?
Yeah. I had a good one. Krampus? I had a good one once, but it was homemade, and I ate the top layer off of it, and it was really good. And then I took one more bite, and I was like, I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead, because the top layer had this like crispy, crumbly sugar stuff on it, and then the rest of it that wasn't crispy, crumbly sugar could go fuck itself.
My cousin, his mother, my cousin Fred, who I shared a house with in North Manchester when my kid was little, when my son was little.
Shout out to Fred.
Shout out to Fred. He's out there. His mother made fruitcake, and it was soaked in rum. Now, that fruitcake was all right.
Sounds all right.
It was like, I mean, like, you could squeeze the rum out of this fruitcake.
Right?
And it totally wiped out any of the taste of the cake, but it was all right by me.
Do not let any West Point cadets have that, because they will definitely cause a riot.
Yeah.
It's one thing we've learned here is that you do not let cadets have any Christmas fun, because it'll get out of hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. You know what though? All of the outlawing and fighting and stuff over Christmas seems to be like. It's always like religious stuff. It's just like the Christmas riot. First of all, it's the natives versus the Irish Catholics who are trying to have their Catholic Christmas mass, and that can't fly.
Let's rephrase that, because it really wasn't the natives.
Well,
you said the natives.
No joke. Yeah,
I'm sure the American Indians had nothing to do with it.
Them natives?
I'm sure they were. Yeah.
Yeah.
The nativists. What was the name of that group?
They were the. Hide something. It wasn't even actually spelled hide. It was
Hidebinders.
Hidebinders. There you go. Yeah, it was spelled like Highbinders or something though. I mean, because these guys were so fucking smart. They were like, "We're the Hidebinders." How you spell that? Just H-I-G-D. Hidebinders. Fuck you. It's Hidebinders.
We'll kill you all if you make us spell.
How long have you lived here? 12 years. Not long enough. Yeah, that was a good time. Good time to be. Fuck, man. What was even a good thing to be then? I'm like Irish mostly. I'm fucked. Sure. You must live here 17. I think it was I swear I seen something the other day that was like you had to be there 17 years or some shit before you be considered native. I'm like, what? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and the Indians are like, sure, whatever. Don't claim to be a native too strongly. They'll move you farther west.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No good. But,
okay.
But so maybe we've come along. Maybe we've come somewhere since those times, because nowadays we even with all the fighting over Christmas and all this kind of stuff and like outlawing the holiday, because that was mostly what the 1600s outlawing of Christmas here was about. It was started in England with religious groups disagreeing over it, not allowing it because it had too many pagan influences and all these things
that they wrote into the Bible in the first place.
Well, for sure, which is oddly enough they've come to kind of adopt it. You know, nowadays. I mean, now it's in there, and now it's all like. I mean, I remember going to church and there being, you know, it was all a Christmas story about. I mean, it all had to do with Jesus being born and all this stuff, and suddenly it was a Christian story. And whereas, 300-400 years ago, not a Christian story at all. Like, illegal, so not a Christian story. But I think it's all a throwback, though, to the idea that, or to the fact that most people have a celebration around this time of year that is more of a nod to the fact that in the northern hemisphere, it's the darkest time of the year, and in the southern hemisphere, it's the lightest time of the year. So either way, you end up with some kind of a celebration, because it's literally December 21st is the winter solstice up here in the north, which is definitely the coolest hemisphere because we got Santa, bitches.
Yeah, darn straight. Darn straight. And
So, yeah, on the 21st, we have the fewest hours of sunlight. So, maybe that's kind of why we put up lights and try to celebrate light and family and be together. Because it's for a large part of the hemisphere, it's cold and shitty this time of year. And it's, it's a good time to be together and celebrate and keep up some cheer to shake off the cold,
Yeah, and it could be worse because we could have 30 days of darkness like in Alaska.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I'd need 30 days of celebrating with eggnog for that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's good stuff. So that's all the Christmas stuff.
That's all the Christmas crime history gnarliness I got, man. I'm burnt out after all that. Like, I spent the other day researching this, going, oh, can I even talk about this? This is gross.
And you thought the holidays sucked before you did that.
I know, right? Before I was like, oh, I gotta listen to my family bitch about dumb shit.
Okay, well, I've got a Christmas joke
man, at least I ain't
for
getting
you.
murdered.
We try to finish this with a joke every time, okay? And this is my all-time favorite Christmas joke.
All right, let's hear it.
I have fun telling it every year, and even though I've been telling it every year for a long darn time, nobody's heard it.
What? I'm listening.
Okay, a guy goes into a pet store, okay? Mm-hmm. And at the back of the pet store, way in the back, is this huge cage with a gorgeous green Amazon parrot.
Okay.
Right beside the cage is a sign that says, "Hi, my name is Chet, and you can own me for $6,000."
Okay.
He goes over to the owner of the pet store and he says, "What's up with Chet back there?" He goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Why is he $6,000? I just saw one almost identical to him at the last pet store, and he was only $3,000." He says, "Well, Chet here's kind of special."
Okay.
He says, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah. Check this out. Check this out." He says, "I'm going to show you. This bird is ultra talented." Okay. He says, the owner goes back to the cage. He opens up the door. He pulls out a pack of matches. He strikes a match and he holds it under the bird's left foot.
Okay.
Right? And the bird hikes up his foot and starts singing, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Goes through the song perfect, right? Goes through the song perfect, doesn't miss anything. And the guy says, "Wow, that's amazing." He goes, "Well, I'm not done yet." He pulls out another match and he strikes it and holds it under the bird's right foot. And the bird hikes up his right foot and starts singing, "Silent night, holy night." Just beautiful rendition. Has the guy in tears, right? He says, I'm sold. I got to buy this bird. He says, "Well, I'm not done yet."
Oh, no.
He whips out a third match. He strikes it and holds it between the bird's legs. And the bird sings, "Chet's nuts roasting on an open fire." My favorite. The difference between Santa Claus and Tiger Woods.
Okay, what's that?
Santa Claus can only afford 3 hoes.
Oh, snap. Oh, burn.
Okay, I'm done with Christmas jokes. They only go downhill from here.
Good. It sounds like the true Christmas spirit for what we got.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Cool. Should we do a Willie's joke too?
Okay, go for it.
All right, because this joke book's friggin' awesome. All right, we'll wrap it up with this. It's not quite Christmas, but kind of wintry. So here we go. Little Willie, pair of skates, hole in ice, golden gates. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to all my friends and family and all my Facebook people and all my podcast friends. And we'll see you sometime soon with some more craziness.
All right. Malachai's
Happy
Madcast
holidays.
out.
Yeah.
Jack of all